So this is an interesting part in the program. It is always important to give thanks. It's always important to acknowledge the work that people have done. And I'm going to try to do a little bit of that today. I think it would be very important to acknowledge that the Honorable Minister, Camille Robinson Regis, our country rep, Ms. Bolivar, you note well I'm avoiding all the other names, my permanent secretary, Mrs. Joanne Dioraj, they began the process by setting the context, but I think they did a bit more of that. I think they made it very clear that both the ministry and the IDB are committed to putting the money where their mouth is. They're committed to the investment. They're committed to support. And so I want to say thank you. Thank you for enabling this kind of thing to happen. So we're going to start there. We had quite an esteemed group of panelists, and I mean, I must thank Dr. Kisto himself, and we had Dr. Carolina Gonzalez Velosa, Mr. Ronald Hines, Ms. Camille Salvon Abrams, Dr. Kieran Swift, and Mr. Sekani Solomon, who we are so grateful that he continues to fly our red, white, and black proudly internationally. And from this session, we learned that many of you here in the audience are actually doing that. So Camille Abrahams, that is, had quite an interesting list. Thank you for sharing that with us. It's important to know the work that's being done, maybe quietly, but it's being done and we are representing. So we are thanking the panelists for taking the time to share with us and for digging deeply into what the issues really are. And we have heard you. We've heard the comments. We've heard that it is more than simply investing. We've heard that we have to pay attention to the quality of what we start with to ensure that we get the right output. We have heard you. We have heard you, especially Mr. Solomon, with some of your statements about the importance of individuals pushing for themselves, changing their mindsets, the importance of collaboration. And I think today is an excellent example of collaboration. For some, they're saying we've just started. We think we have been on a bit of a journey for a while, but we're committed to continuing that journey. I think there were some interesting statements that I will not forget. The cost of having an educated workforce without skills is very high. Carolina, wherever you are, yes, I will not forget that statement. So the point is that the way in which we educate, the nature of that investment has got to change to avoid leakage. We heard you loud and clear. So it means we're going to continue to do some work to ensure that that disconnect that we are seeing in terms of industry and training, that gap is narrowed and hopefully soon will come to an end. Limitless. We've got to focus on, we were told, the global market and not just think about serving Trinidad and Tobago. So it means that our awardees and others who would participate in programs such as these have got to think differently. So, in closing, we would like to thank all of you as participants. We would like to thank the audience as well. And there's a special team of very, very hardworking people at the Ministry of Planning and Development, at the Global Services Promotion Program, and at the IDB, who always seem to support us. They're just there, they get it done. The emails come at the middle of the night and all sorts of interesting things keep happening. But they perform when it is required. And we are extremely thankful for the volunteerism as well that was demonstrated here today. Some people had to leave because of the time of day and other commitments, but we appreciated them coming in the first place. So for the permanent secretaries who are still here with us, we thank you. For the others who have the various directors of businesses and small enterprises that have come to share their time with us, we thank you. We thank you very much. So we look forward to continuing this journey. And I think it is important to end with remembering that the focus is on the limitlessness, if I should add a ness to that, of this process. We've got to think it. It could happen. I think sight is so important in terms of the way forward. If we don't really believe that as a country, this path could really lead to diversification, it won't happen. If we continue to see ourselves as small, it won't happen. But I think we are saying that we are committed to thinking more deeply about the issues and providing solutions to take us forward. Yes, would you agree? Good. So after all of that, thank you very much. Did I thank our MCs, Tracy and Kendall? Thank you, gentlemen.